Hey there, let's talk about the phrase get to know in English. We have the phrase, shouldn't you get to know her better? We need to get to know each other first. I'd like to spend some time to get to know you better. You got to know him pretty well before the accident. We were just getting to know him when it happened. They had gotten to know him before we did, though. Okay, those are the expressions we're going to look at in today's lesson. Get to know. We've been talking about know is in regards to knowing people, know in regards to knowing things that you learn or experience, and we talked about the difference between know and meet. So now we're going to look at get to know. Get to know. Get to know means that you spend time with someone or something and you familiarize yourself with it. Okay? We say, I met someone the first time you met them. I know them because you know about them or you've spent some time with them, but that process of familiarizing yourself with them and developing your relationship is the process of getting to know them. Spending time with someone. Okay? So, let's look at these phrases. Although we have some different verb tenses here, present, the past continuous, and the past perfect tense. So, listen and repeat and practice your English. Shouldn't you get to know her better? Let's say, for example, that you have a friend who just met a woman. He fell in love with her and he tells you, hey, we're going to get married. And you're like, dude, you just met her last week. Aren't you rushing things? Shouldn't you stop, slow down in your relationship, spend some time with her, and get to know her better before you marry her? She might seem like a nice person, but maybe she's tricking you, deceiving you. Maybe she's a gold digger. Maybe you're rich and she's just after you for your money. So before you marry someone and make a lifelong commitment to spend your life with someone, it's important to know who they really are. Okay? So let's practice. Shouldn't you get to know her better? Shouldn't you get to know her better? Shouldn't you get to know her better? All right. Second phrase. We need to get to know each other first. So your friend's like, yeah, dude, that's right. I need to get to know her better. So he goes to the woman and he says, hey, we're rushing things. I don't know you. Maybe you're deceiving me. Okay, he probably wouldn't say it quite like that, but you get the idea. Like, let's slow things down. Let's get to know each other better. Let's spend some more time. I want to go and meet your family. I want you to come and meet my family. And we can put off the wedding for another week. Okay? We can wait 2 weeks to get married, right? We're going to be together happily ever after. So let's say it here. We need to get to know each other first. We need to get to know each other first. We need to get to know each other first. So then your friend says, I'd like to spend some time to get to know you better. I'd like, this is a conjunction of I would, I would like, I'd like to spend some time to get to know you better. Okay, you can just say, I'd like to get to know you better. But we're adding in an extra phrase here. I'd like to spend some time to get to know you better. Great. Now, moving on. Let's say that you know someone who was in an accident and people come asking questions and they say, hey, You got to know him pretty well before the accident. So in the past, you spent time with him and you got to know him. You were familiar with him. You knew his habits. Why did this happen? Okay? You got to know him pretty well before the accident. You got to know him pretty well before the accident. You got to know him pretty well before the accident, right? So you could reply, we were just getting to know him when it happened. You were in the process. It happened in the past, and in the past you were getting to know him. So we have the past continuous. We're getting to know him. We were just getting to know him when it happened. The it referring to the accident. We were just getting to know him when it happened. We were just getting to know him when it happened. It was terrible. It was awful. So finally, last phrase here, they had gotten to know him before we did, though. So now we're talking in the past perfect, talking about somebody else. Oh, they knew him better than we did. We were getting to know him, but before we were in that process, they had already spent time with him. They had gotten to know him before we did, though. So the accident happened in the past, all right? Before the accident, we were in the process of getting to know him. And before we were in that process, they had already gotten to know him way back before us. They had gotten to know him before we did, though. They had gotten to know him before we did, though. So you're saying, yes, that's right. However, before we did, they had gotten to know him. Okay, so that's what the though is referring to. So, say it quickly. They had gotten to know him before we did, though. Alright? So there you go. Those phrases on how to use get to know in different tenses. I hope you found that helpful. If you'd like us to clarify something, you have questions, leave a comment. Let us know so we can answer it in the comments or even record another video to help you out. Or even if there's something else that you want to learn or you want us to talk about, let us know. We're here to help. Have a great day. God bless and bye-bye.